Tonight on KVR News, stay in lane. The fines APD are handing out to drivers in the bus lane.
Find out why students were sitting in their 8 a.m. classes before receiving a text message saying that their 8 a.m. classes had been canceled.
And over the fence, why homeowners are upset about this fence 10 years in the making.
You're watching KVR News, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening, you're watching KVR News for Monday, February 10th. I'm Joanna Lyles.
And I'm Leslie Adami. Thanks for joining us tonight.
This morning, UT System Chancellor Francisco Cigarroa announced he will be stepping down to become head of pediatric transplant surgery at the UT Health Center at San Antonio.
In his 5 years as Chancellor, Cigarroa helped establish a UT campus and medical school in the Rio Grande Valley, as well as efforts for a new medical school coming to Austin.
He stated that he had always planned to return to medicine, but hopes to remain a part of the UT community. He will continue to serve as chancellor until a replacement is found.
State Senator Judith Saffirini said in a statement she is confident that Cigarroa's resignation was influenced by the recent conflicts among UT regents. Cigarroa says his decision was not influenced by the tensions between UT President Bill Powers and members of the Board of Regents.
The University of Texas has been closed for winter weather 3 times this semester, but the slow response time from UT officials is raising some questions among students. After a series of delayed emergency notifications, student government has drafted a resolution calling for a reform in the university's emergency procedures policy, as Taylor Hampton reports.
It was actually really frustrating trying to get to class on time and in one piece when every curb was covered with ice and people were slipping everywhere.
She says she has about a 10-minute walk to class from her West Campus apartment and found it frustrating that surrounding area schools were shut down.
And we got the notification via text at, I think it was 8:20, and someone addressed the professor and said, "Hey, class is canceled now," and he dismissed everybody, but he himself was frustrated and said he almost got in a car accident on the way here.
During a 3 a.m. conference call, campus officials spoke with local meteorologists, APD, and city and county officials. It was determined that the weather forecast was clear.
We notified the campus at 4:45 based on National Weather Service and all the other forecasters saying there's no problem. And at 6:30, there was a problem. So it's not correct to say we didn't make a decision by 5 o'clock. We made a decision by 5 o'clock. But what the campus has got to get used to, and what we've got to be a little bit more agile with, is if the conditions change, then we're going to tell you the conditions have changed. We got to change things around.
According to UT's severe and inclement weather policy, campus closure decisions must be made by 5 a.m. or 11 a.m. It says these times are determined based on when students and workers need to begin their commute to campus.
When you looked at the campus, there was no reason to close. We denied you an educational opportunity of 8 hours on Friday. But yet, if you happen to be trying to come up from the south, come up from Buda or come up from Kyle or come in from Fredericksburg or the areas now to the south, even as close as Circle C, the weather was terrible.
He is confident in the procedures to distribute information, but thinks the wording of the messages could be improved. Student government has drafted AR 27, a bill that wants to improve the communications for emergency procedures.
To improve the response protocols, improve the communications, improve the overall system so that, be that a bomb threat, be that a campus shooting incident like we had a few years ago, or be that a snow day, we have a proper response in place that's both timely and effective.
Student government will vote on AR 27 Tuesday evening. Taylor Hampton, KVR News.
Many students were left frustrated after the delayed notifications, but others simply enjoyed the days off. KVR asked students their thoughts on the snow days.
Well, the lazy part of me is super excited because I get to sleep in, but then I'm also kind of about it because then all my tests get piled up into 1 week.
Well, our weather is ridiculous, but I appreciate campus taking the precautionary measures to close down the campus.
A little bit black ice, versus snow up to my waist. Silly, but it benefits me since that my class is closed down, homework being pushed back. So it's a mixed response, but mostly a positive one.
It was a bit unnecessary, I feel. I mean, it was great having a day off, but just we could have had class. We was in the same weather the day before.
A little upset about it. Oh my tests are going to be a little bit harder. I have 2 intensive classes, so catching up in French and math is really difficult, especially when you miss 2 straight days.
Well, 2 tests got canceled of mine on the snow day, and a big project got pushed back. I felt great. I slept all day, and I did not get out of my pajamas.
A gas leak shut down roads just off campus over the weekend. Austin Fire Department crews called in special operation gas monitor trucks to survey the area around Guadalupe at 22nd Street Saturday morning. They found the leak was traveling underground. UT sent out an emergency alert urging people to avoid the area. Repairs required digging and shutting off the gas supply. Crews said there was no danger to the public due to the small nature of the leak and the lack of wind at the time. Texas Gas and AFD were able to stop the leak just before 6 Saturday evening.
The U.S. government will expand recognition of same-sex marriages in federal legal matters. Attorney General Eric Holder said in a memo issued today that the U.S. Justice Department will recognize same-sex marriages to the greatest extent possible under the law. The expansion will include 34 states where same-sex marriage is currently illegal, but the benefits will only apply where the federal government has jurisdiction.
In this great country, we move faster, we reach farther, and we climb higher whenever we stand together as one. That's why this administration, this Department of Justice, and this Attorney General will never stop fighting to ensure equal protection.
Some examples of the new benefits for same-sex couples include prison visitation rights and survivor benefits for police officers and firefighters killed on the job. Well, here in Texas, the state constitutional ban on same-sex marriage continues to face challenges. 2 gay couples are looking for U.S. District Judge Orlando Garcia to block parts of Texas's law that prohibits the recognition of same-sex marriage. Meanwhile, the state wants the lawsuits thrown out. The first is scheduled to be heard on Wednesday in San Antonio. All 3 Republican candidates running for Texas Attorney General say they will continue to defend the state's current law if elected in November. An NFL prospect is trailblazing the way as the first openly gay player to be drafted. Michael Sam came out publicly yesterday, making him the first player to do so before his NFL career has even started. Sam played defensive end at the University of Missouri and was awarded SEC Co-Defensive Player of the Year back in December. The NFL released a statement following Sam's announcement saying, "We admire Michael Sam's honesty and courage. Michael is a football player. Any player with ability and determination can succeed in the NFL. We look forward to welcoming and supporting Michael Sam in 2014. Sam came out to his Missouri teammates last summer and says every player embraced him and kept his secret out of the media. He says his focus is just on being a great football player.
I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm not afraid to tell the world of who I am. I'm Michael Sam. I'm a college graduate. I'm African American, and I'm gay.
The 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi are now in full swing, but not after a rough start. Russia poured more than $50 billion into the games, but athletes and journalists in Sochi are reported to have been living in poor conditions in and around the Olympic Village. The opening ceremony wasn't able to avoid glitches either. One of the giant snowflakes failed to transform into an Olympic ring during the ceremony's finale. The Twitter sphere is now letting the world forget the issues surrounding the games. #Sochi problems is still trending.
St. Edward's University Police and APD are asking for help in finding a student who went missing Thursday evening. 20-year-old Eleno Efren Valle told his roommate he was going out for a walk and hasn't been seen since. Here's a picture of Valle. He's 5'8" and weighs 117 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. Police are checking his phone log, but says his phone hasn't been used since his disappearance. If you have any information, you're asked to call the St. Edward's Police Department at 512-448-8444.
Course completion rates as low as 1%. That's what UT's massive open online courses are facing. The university offered 4 of these MOOC courses last semester, investing $5 million. UT has also committed another $5 million for course development. Some critics say because of the low completion rates, the cost is simply too high. Professor Daniel Bonavac taught one of the MOOC courses, which saw only 1,100 complete the course out of the 35,000 that enrolled. He says those numbers are misleading because the majority are simply auditing the course.
First of all, that's like having a whole bunch of people who aren't officially registered in your class but think it's so great they want to come anyway. I don't think it's a bad thing. Second thing, these courses are all free, so it makes it very easy for someone to say, click, sure, I'll do that. And then find out, oh, it's actually a lot of work. I don't have time for it.
UT is currently offering 5 more MOOC classes this semester.
Still to come, Share, the new initiative in downtown Austin.
And the future of journalism, students help lead the discussion on the future of the industry.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. If you're driving downtown, make sure you're in the right lane. Today marks the first day where APD is issuing citations for people driving in the new bus lane only. They run from Cesar Chavez to MLK as part of the new Metro Rapid bus service. Guadalupe is one of the busiest streets with one of the new lanes. Drivers caught in that lane can receive a ticket up to $200. And if you're parked in the lane, you could face a fine up to $500. Austin police are stepping up patrols downtown as part of a new program called Operation Safe Passage. More officers will be on 6th Street to make sure everyone makes it home safely after bars shut down for the night. The initiative comes after a fight that was caught on video. No charges have been made after that fight, but APD hopes whoever took the video will be able to provide them the necessary information to make arrests. The operation will be staffed using overtime hours for officers. Guadalupe Street recently welcomed the new bike-sharing service, Austin Bicycle. The service gives Austinites the opportunity to swipe their card, choose a bike, ride, and return anywhere in the downtown area. The company has expanded its services from 26 bike stations. 14 new stations are scheduled to be up and running by March 1st.
CVS Pharmacy announced last week plans to stop selling tobacco products in stores starting in October. President and CEO Larry Merlo says ending the sale of tobacco is the right thing for us to do for our customers and our company to help people on their path to better health. President Obama has been supportive of the move, saying CVS is setting a powerful example for other retailers in America. The removal of tobacco products from stores is expected to cost the chain about $2 billion in annual revenue. An accident has left a popular South Congress art and homemade goods shop struggling to recover. An SUV crashed into the front of Parts and Labor late last month. The crash ruined the front of the store as well as several merchandise items. Store owners say the crash has significantly hurt business, but it's also taught them to better appreciate their customers.
We have no choice but to keep going, and I think the accident has forced us to find other means to drawing people into the shop.
Parts and Labor will celebrate its 10-year anniversary later this month.
Thousands have been frustrated by that message, but now it's game over for the popular app Flappy Bird. The developer of the chart-topping game removed the app from the iTunes store yesterday. He sent out a tweet saying, "I can call Flappy Bird is a success of mine, but it also ruins my simple life, so now I hate it." Developer Dong Nguyen insists the sudden removal of the app was not in response to legal issues, but simply because he just cannot keep it anymore. Users with the game already downloaded can still play Flappy Bird on their devices. Nguyen says he will continue to make other games. Student-run Orange magazine hosted a journalism panel Saturday to discuss the critical issues that contemporary journalism faces. The 3-part panel consisted of journalism professors and lecturers staff of CityGram Austin and Raw Paw magazine, as well as representatives from student media organizations at UT. Daily Texan Representative Bobby Blanchard and UT lecturer Robert Quigley both agreed that although journalism is changing, journalists can stay traditional while adapting to new methods.
I agree in many ways. I think our traditional teaching is still healthy, and that you should have that foundation before you then spread your wings and write in a fun way. But I also think you should spread your wings and write in a fun way when you're writing for an online audience.
Looking for the perfect gift for Valentine's Day? UT Campus Events and Entertainment is giving out crush grams to make this year's holiday extra sweet. Members of the UT community can send Valentine's messages along with a crush soda to help give their special someone. Anyone who receives a crush gram will be notified via email. Campus Events and Entertainment Outreach Vice President Arjan Rawal says the grams are available to the entire UT community.
We really want to expand it to a lot of different students, a lot of different groups on campus. By no means is it an E&E internal thing. It's very, we want other students to participate because we think it's a really cool, fun event, and who doesn't want a free bottle of soda, right?
If you're looking to organize a party for the upcoming South by Southwest Festival, you may be out of luck. The City of Austin said Thursday it's no longer accepting permit applications for South by events in the period of March 7th through the 16th. City officials said police, fire, medical, and transportation departments have reached their capacity to perform inspections and create safety plans for all the permits already processed. The city received 284 permit requests this year. That's up from 240 for last year's festival.
Help UT's Wendy's guys get off the streets. That's the name of an online campaign geared toward raising money for a famous former Wendy's cashier. Ishmael Muhammad Jr., known as the Wendy's guy, spent 15 years working at the Wendy's location in the Texas Union. He's known for breaking the world record for most fast food sales in half an hour. Well, he's now homeless. UT alum Benjamin McFall started the online campaign with the goal of raising $2,000. The campaign has actually raised more than $30,000 since Friday morning. McFall says he's working with the caseworker to help Junior find a new place to live. A fence enclosing one of Austin's largest and most scenic parks is stirring up some scrutiny from area residents. The 8-foot-tall fence surrounding Emma Long Metropolitan Park has been under construction for 10 years to a cost of $2.5 million. Homeowners believe the fence is unattractive and wasteful of taxpayer money. The City of Austin says, among several things, the fence will stop animals from going onto people's property. When the project is finished within the next year, there will be a total of 7,500 feet of fencing surrounding the park. Well, I'm sure many were headed to parks all over Austin this weekend thanks to the gorgeous weather. Blake Carter has the forecast up next, and we're already seeing some big changes.
That's right, Leslie, a dramatic drop in temperature today and more changes coming this week. I'll let you know what to expect straight ahead on KVR News.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News Tip Line, 475-8181.
Welcome back to KVR News. The National Weather Service issued a winter weathery advisory for Central Texas beginning midnight tonight up until 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. It was pretty chilly today as we had a high of 60 degrees early this morning, dropping to the 40s by the afternoon. It will be colder tomorrow, but as the week progresses, we'll slowly warm up to see highs in the mid-70s. Here's your week ahead in weather, starting with tomorrow where we will receive the remnants of winter storm Pax. That front will leave us with a high only in the 30s and rain chances will be as high as 60%. We'll also see strong winds gusting up to 20 miles per hour. So if you are heading in tomorrow, be prepared for moderate wind and rainfall. On Wednesday, it will be clear, sunny and cool, highs in the mid-50s. No chance of rain and wind will be virtually no problem. That's how it will be for the most of the week as temperatures will go up from there. Thursday, we have a high in the mid-60s leading all the way up to Sunday with highs in the mid-70s. We'll see just a few clouds return to the skies by Sunday, but no rain chances are in the forecast at this point. So for this week, If you are heading to class or work tomorrow, be prepared for cold weather and winds and rain as you try to stay warm. But beyond that, we will see the temperature slowly rise as we head into the weekend. Live in the Weather Center, Blake Carter, KVR News.
All right, thanks, Blake. Up next, College Press Box's Julien Owens is here to talk Longhorn basketball.
And a look at how Team USA is doing in the Olympic medal count. Stay tuned. You're watching KVR News.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Welcome back to KVR News. I'm College Press Box's Julien Owens. Team USA is currently 4th in the medal count at the Sochi Olympic Games. Sage Kottensberg took the gold in men's slope-style snowboarding, and Jamie Addison took gold in women's competition. The U.S. also has 3 bronze medals. Hannah Kearney was hoping to defend her gold in Vancouver, but brought home bronze in the ladies' moguls. And Julia Mancuso won bronze in the ladies' super combined alpine skiing, making her the most decorative female alpine ski racer in the country. Team USA also took bronze in the free dance skating competition. Canada currently tops the medal standings with 7 medals, including 3 gold medals. After a close call against TCU, the men's basketball team took their first loss since January 8th and Saturday against Kansas State. However, Texas only shot 32.7% throughout the whole game, second lowest in season. And with the loss of Jonathan Holmes, who has been injured in the game, only scoring 9 points, Texas feared and lost a lot of speed and a lot of board rebounds in the game, only getting 50-something boards and having 18 turnovers, and most of those going towards points, making the loss for Texas their first in the season. First in the season since January.
So, Julien, the 7-game winning streak was broken this weekend. How is the Longhorns doing against Oklahoma State?
I think they'll do great against Oklahoma State. Marcus Smart has been suspended for 3 games. This will be his first game that he cannot play play on the court. I think that if Jonathan Holmes is able to come back into the court, I think they'll do a very fine job. They just need to keep their momentum going. Just make sure these last 2 games that they were just losing slack of comes back in, and they'll do perfectly fine.
Thank you so much, Julien. Up next, Cassandra Jaramillo has your entertainment news. What's coming up tonight, Cassandra?
Well, Joanna, this week we have a celebrity tweeting nearly 60 years after his death, and we're asking, is he famous or not? And the latest shenanigans straight ahead.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Tweeting has become a regular activity for many, apparently even someone who's been dead for nearly 60 years. That seems to be the case for actor James Dean, who died back in 1955, about 20 years before the founders of the popular website were born. And so the question today is, should people be able to tweet in the name of dead celebrities? CMG Worldwide, the company that runs Dean's estate, is suing Twitter, claiming @JamesDean is not trademarked, but Twitter is refusing to deactivate the account. James Dean has more than 8,000 followers and has tweeted more than 2,000 times. It wouldn't be odd to see Shia LaBeouf with a swarm of people asking for a photo or autograph because he's famous, but the actor has been sending out a message that says otherwise. LaBeouf has been tweeting every day since January 13th, "I'm not famous anymore." He also tweeted that he's retiring from a public life. And to top it all off, he was sporting a paper bag over his head with the words, "I'm not famous anymore," at the red carpet event for the movie Nymphomaniac. Shy, well, it looks like you might still be a little famous, if not a little more now. Well, if you're looking for a movie to watch, try the new Lego movie. The Warner Brothers movie brought in more than $69 million, and it's the biggest opening of the year so far, and the second largest February opening ever. Coming in second over the weekend was The Monuments Men with nearly $23 million. And Disney's smash Frozen picked up just under $7 million this weekend. The animated release passed the $900 million mark this weekend, making it the 28th highest grossing film of all time. And that's all your entertainment news for the week. I'm Cassandra Jaramillo.
Thanks, Cassandra, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Joanna Lyles.
And I'm Leslie Adami. For news and weather updates throughout the week, you can follow us on Twitter at KVR News.
Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television. Have a great night.